Hello and welcome to another episode of Imposter Syndrome Disrupted. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Here we are once again, as always, every second and fourth Tuesday for Imposter Syndrome Disrupted. I am the creator of this show and your host, Clarene Mitchell. I'm the owner, creator, founder, owner, Chief Empowerment Officer, all of that at TCM Communications. My focus is changing the trajectory of lives and businesses one LinkedIn profile at a time. So empowering my clients to leverage LinkedIn effectively so that they can generate results from the platform. So filling that void of just being on the platform and not getting results to effectively using it. But that's not what this show is about. This show is all about Imposter Syndrome Disrupted, but it's really an outgrowth of my work as a LinkedIn expert, where in the process of working predominantly with women entrepreneurs and discovering and seeing how they struggle, some of us, hello everyone, they struggle with really owning their brands, their presence, their brilliance, their expertise, and really shining online so they can generate results. And so from that process of coaching my clients and trying to give them that boost, I'm like, this is something we need to address. So thus the creation of the Imposter Syndrome Disrupted. So again, every second and fourth Tuesday, I'm here at noon Eastern Standard Time. Hope you're here with me as well. But so I love the fact that you're here, Lucia. And so put in the comments where you're from, because I want people to see we're an international show, not just local, national, but a global show. This is one of my, and that's why I'm featuring here. She's the first to come in the comments, but she and I recently met via Clubhouse, and we have a meeting scheduled soon so we can really talk directly. But so great to have her here. Yesterday we were chatting via direct messaging, and I think it was 7 o'clock where I'm at, and so I'm in Wisconsin, Midwest, with United States, and it was 2 a.m. kind of sort of where she's at, and she was up working. And I'm like, why aren't you sleeping? But anyway, I love, and as I mentioned to her, how LinkedIn makes the world smaller. And this being an example. So great to have you here. So great. I'm not sure who you are. So glad I could finally attend one of your sessions. I'm so glad to have you here as well. Everyone, if you've not already clicked on the link, it should be a link for you to get StreamYard permission to use your information so that I can see your photo and everyone else in your name so I can properly address you as well. So I'm so glad to have you here as well. But I have a powerful show, powerful episode. I need to hurry up because I need to bring my guest. She's already in the green room. I had her up briefly at the start, but she's here and she's ready. So let me get to my agenda. Hey, Tiffany, another one of my new Clubhouse friends is here. Good to see you, Tiffany. But let me get to the format. As always, I start off. Well, before that, let me say this. So you see the banner. I want you to put it in the chat, the ticker rather at the bottom, in the chat, in the comments. What's one of, if you're a woman business owner, because that's who this show is focused on, empowering women business owners, women entrepreneurs. What's one of your big wins, big or small? What's one of your business wins, period? Put that in the comment. Let's celebrate each other. What's one of your business wins, recent business wins? Also, I want to give a reminder about what's coming up this Saturday. Does anybody know? Actually, before I even spill the beans on it, and I apologize, my allergies and my eyes just are irritated. What's this Saturday? Why is this Saturday important for us women entrepreneurs? TikTok, not TikTok, but like the Jeopardy theme music. I should have that as an asset, digital asset here. But what's important about this Saturday? Why should we as women business owners, women entrepreneurs be looking forward to this Saturday? meaning this Saturday, November 27th. Anyone? And where's your wins? Come on. I know you've had wins. Let's celebrate. For the sake of moving the conversation along, this Saturday is, oh, y'all got it. All right. Thank you. Small business small business shopping kind of sort of, and so welcome and thank you. Hey, Dr. Helen, thanks for joining. Another one of my clients here. Small Business Saturday is what this coming Saturday is, November 27th. So if you don't have anything planned content-wise, especially on LinkedIn, but overall, if you don't have anything special planned, promotion-wise, marketing-wise, exposure-wise for your business, you have time to plan. You have time to orchestrate and get it together. Leverage those observances, especially observances that are specific to us as business owners, as entrepreneurs. Okay. Hey, Patricia, great to have you here as well. One of my frequent viewers, great to have you. So just that reminder, this Saturday is November 27th, Small Business Saturday. And speaking of that, let me just share this right away before I get to my inspirational piece. So I'll be a speaker on Clubhouse this Saturday for Small Business Saturday. What it will be really a marathon all-day event featuring 22 marketing secrets for business growth in 2022. So helping you get ready to level up your business in the new year that is quickly approaching, 2022. So start getting ready to say that instead of 2021, but it's coming quickly. Are you ready? Do you have the tools, the information, the insights that you need marketing wise? Tune in on Clubhouse. I will be one of the speakers, so I will be speaking at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time, but the event runs all day on Clubhouse. So check it out. In the search on Clubhouse, just put 22 marketing secrets for business growth in 2022, and you'll see, and you click the bell so that you get your reminder about it. It will be hosted by Annabelle Bam and Wendy Breakstone. All right, so looking forward to that. And now let me get to the routine of the show. Starting off with the inspirational quote, and this connects to what my guest is going to talk about. So this is a quote from Tyra Banks. I'm not afraid of wanting money at all. Money will give me more power to do things that are truer to my spirit than what I'm already doing. So we as women entrepreneurs, as women business owners, we shouldn't be bashful. We shouldn't be hesitant. We shouldn't have imposter syndrome when it comes to wanting and deserving more money. When it comes to pricing our rates, our services, our prices for our products or our services appropriately, when it comes to funding, when it comes to all of that. The more that we have at our disposal, the more that we're paid our worth, the more that we have at our disposal to build our businesses, the more that we can provide as a service to what we're meant to do as individual business owners. Okay, I'm going to stop because that's what my speaker is here for today, my guest. So I don't need to talk anymore about that. Now I want to share information about a resource. So I always start off with an inspirational quote and then a resource. So this one is, and I want you to Google this when you have time, or actually when I finish the broadcast, I will, as always, put the link in the comments. But the name of the article, and it's a brand new article from Forbes. I saw it yesterday and I'm like, yes, perfect timing. It always works out. A perfect article to go with the topic of my speaker. But the article is called Black Women Entrepreneurs Need Funding, Not Mentoring. Time out for the mentoring. No, we need funding. Mentoring is nice, and I appreciate the mentors I have, but we need to really move our businesses forward, and funding is critical in doing that. So the name of the article, again, in Forbes, Black Women Entrepreneurs Need Funding, Not Mentoring. And it was published in Forbes on yesterday. And one of the key quotes I took out of it is this: out of the 1,800 Black-owned businesses that are created every day, only 20% make it above the poverty level. because of lack of equal access to capital. And I've always talked about before of how the average gross revenue for Black women entrepreneurs is only $24,000 a year. Okay, again, I'm not going to talk about that today, but again, the difference between sponsors and mentors is addressed in the article. I want you, when you have time, to look up Marty McDonald. She's quoted significantly in the article, and she is the creator, owner of Business Women Media, and she talks about this disparity and this need for having funding availability. Okay, so without further ado, I'm just skipping everything else, and I want to bring my guest up. Amen. I see you, Cynthia. Great to have you here. So here's my guest, and full disclosure right away, Catherine Gray is one of my clients, but that's not why. Well, that's not why she's here fully. That's a part of why she's here, but really about what she does is why I thought it would really be important to have a conversation with her. So welcome, Catherine. It's an honor to have you on my show.
And thank you, Clarene. It's an honor to be on your show. I love your effervescent personality, and I love how you, girl, are the queen of LinkedIn, and I am just honored to be on your show. That's right. Put on the crown, girl.
I love that word, effervescent. I like that. Before we even get further started, I want you to introduce yourself, but as my client, and even as someone who does what you do, and as business owners, women business owners, as we're wrapping up 2021 and getting ready to move forward in 2022 into 2022, I thought it would be really important for us to talk about money, and specifically the funding of businesses and the need for there to be equity. So in all the promotion I put out about this episode, that's really what I was hitting hard on: the data, facts that show the disparity gap between women business owners and men business owners, and the funding the men business owners are able to get versus what the funded women business owners are able to get. So that's really why I wanted to have you on here. So welcome. Please introduce yourself.
Thank you so much, Clarene. Well, you may know that I did a TED Talk last year called Fund Women Save the World. And that TED Talk was about how we get less than 2% of venture capital. I think most of us know that. Not everybody knows that. So that means men get 98%. I think we can all agree that's just not acceptable. So what are we going to do about that?
Okay, wait. So, I'm sorry, Catherine.
So I'll tell you a little bit about me.
Wait, because you're dropping that data first, and I want you to get to your formal introduction, but say that again for the people in the back, or not paying attention because they're distracted and they're multitasking and doing other things. That's important. Say that statistic again slowly.
Right. And they can check out the TED Talk. It's called Fund Women Save the World. I did it last year because I'm trying to raise awareness of how underfunded we are as women. And so we get less than 2% of venture capital funding. That means men get 98%. And literally, it's mostly white men. So people of color and women and LGBT, we are so underfunded. And so I'm really on a mission to change that. And it starts with bringing awareness. So that's why I launched She Angel Investors. She Angel Investors is a multimedia platform to help connect women to funding resources. So on my site, sheangelinvestors.com, we have a free white paper download that people can get to learn ways to fund their business. There's so many different ways to fund their business. And if venture capital isn't being friendly to women or people of color or LGBT, then there are other alternatives. But the good news is that in the venture capital world, more and more women are popping up starting funds. And so that's very exciting to me because that's what's going to move the needle. The more women that are at the decision-making table in the investment world, the more women will get funded because people do tend to invest in people they identify with. That means the decision makers have to be more women, more people of color, more LGBT if we're going to get more funding. And so that's what I do. That's what my business is. I try to connect women with resources, and I have a multimedia platform. So that includes, I have an e-course coming out called 6 Ways to Fund Your Business. When you sign up on my site, then you'll be able to get access to that. Also, I have a podcast called Invest in Her, as you can see. Oops, this way. It does it the opposite way on this thing,
Yes.
right? But Invest in Her is my podcast. And every week I have on women that are either looking for funding or women that are angel investors or the head of venture capital funds that are helping to invest in women. And so that's really what my platform is all about. Also working on a docuseries and a book and some other things coming out. But my whole focus is raising awareness about this issue and then telling your viewers how they can get funding and then also how they can be part of the solution. And so if you are a successful entrepreneur, woman, this is about women helping women. Yes. Every single woman listening who's a successful business owner should be investing in another woman, even if it's on a small basis through something like, crowdfunding at I Fund Women or We Funder or any of these different crowdfunding sources where you put in $100 or $200. But if you're in a position to be an angel investor and do several $1,000s or even more, if you can be in a venture capital partnership, whatever you can do, wherever you're at, every single person can today start helping another woman financially, because that's the biggest drawback to women having success is a lack of funding.
Wow. I was just letting you just talk because it's just so this, and we may have to do another, like this may be part 1 and we may have to do a part 2 in 2022, just because of the scope of this issue and the gap that's there is just, it needs more discussion. But I appreciated what you said about the importance of women being at the table when these funding discussions are had, so that we have someone at the table champion us, right? And champion funds coming to our businesses. But then also when we're in a position to provide funding specifically because we've reached that level of success and have the resources, then we can be able to empower other women businesses as well. And so let me just say this too, because I want to make sure if there's questions, please put in the comments a capital Q and then your question that you may have for Catherine so that I can see it quickly and we can share it and address it in real time. But so if you have questions for Catherine, please put them in the comments now. But Catherine, so for clarity's sake, you invest in nonprofit women business owners, right? Or is it broader?
So we do both. So
okay.
So SheAngelInvestors.com is about helping female founded for-profit companies get connected to funding. And then I also have a nonprofit called She Angels Foundation. And She Angels Foundation gives grants to female founded nonprofits that are helping women to thrive. Some of the ones we've given to have helped female veterans get back on their feet, or women of domestic violence get some training and back in the game, and have a safe place to live. Another one helps formerly incarcerated women get back learning trades and getting back into the work world. So we have a variety of ones that we give to. We gave 12 grants last year, and we have 3 more we're giving, in the next coming months. If it's a female founded nonprofit that is specifically focused on helping women, you can apply at SheAngelsFoundation.org.
Okay.
SheAngelsFoundation.org. If you're a for-profit, then you probably want to check out SheAngelInvestors.com. So you know what it is, Clarene, is the problem is that we're underfunded in both arenas. So where I just mentioned that we only get 2% of venture capital funding, which is the for-profit world, we get only 1.6% of all charitable giving for initiatives that are geared toward women and girls.
Wow.
So less than 2% in both the for-profit and the nonprofit world.
Wow.
And so we as successful women need
Wow.
to be helping other women. You need to be giving to a foundation that is helping women in the nonprofit world, and then getting behind a woman that is a for-profit. And the good news is women tend to be more successful entrepreneurs. They're a better bet when you're investing. And so,
Yes.
yeah, when you invest in a woman through equity crowdfunding or angel investing, or however you're going to invest in another woman, it's also, it can be a very lucrative investment. And so as women, we need to start thinking outside the box, like our male counterparts do, and not just think about putting your money into, stocks, bonds, real estate, traditional things, but actually in other female entrepreneurs, which can actually be more lucrative than just investing in the market. So it is risky, but it also has a high reward. That's why a lot of really well-to-do people do invest in that seed startup and in that entrepreneurial investment world, because it's a very lucrative opportunity. At the same time, you're helping another woman, and isn't that going to save the planet? Just last week, I talked to a woman that's starting a company that's going to take food that is food waste that would be going into a landfill, and she's created a whole company in the Midwest to repurpose it into usable food. It's called Upcycled Food. So this is the genius of a woman. And there's many women out there with these incredible innovations that will help save the planet if they get funded.
The support, if we get the financial support that we need. Again, if you have questions for Catherine Gray, please put them in the comments so she can address them. Now, that's all phenomenal information. I want to backtrack a little bit. And I want you to share about your entrepreneurial journey. A part of this show is really inspiring and empowering women entrepreneurs. And a part of that then is hearing the stories, the success stories of others. So can you share how did you get started as a business owner and get to the point that you are now, where you're now, paving the way for other women entrepreneurs?
Well, thanks, Clarene. My story is I was working in corporate America in cable television advertising, had a very successful career in that. And while I was doing that, I was always doing other things too. And so I've always been an entrepreneur. Even when I had a corporate job, I was an entrepreneur and a filmmaker. And so I started off, probably too many things to mention. I'm a Sagittarian, so, I always have a lot of things I'm doing, but to narrow it down, at the same time I was working in cable TV advertising, I started producing a TV show in Miami. It aired in Miami, called Way Off Broadway. And it was really the first show on television, I bought the airtime and put it on, that featured gay people and a trans host. And so this is in the 80s. This was unheard of. And so I just thought, hey, this is crazy. We're not seeing any gay characters on TV. And so that's kind of how I launched into my entrepreneurial ventures. And then from there, I left corporate America at the age of 40 from a successful advertising career. People thought I was crazy to leave it. And I said, no, I just want to do really meaningful things with my life. And I went and helped start a gay cable network. And then I went on to create a documentary called I Can't Marry You, about same-sex marriage, which I believe it's film and television that helps change culture. And that's why I'm really adamant about the way we're going to change this underfunding issue for women and people of color and gays. Is we need to have some programming out there that educates people. And that's what I'm working on, from video productions to online courses to my podcast, Invest in Her. These are all my multimedia vehicles to get the word out about how underfunded we are, but how each person listening can be a part of the solution of how to fix that.
Yes, I love that. Being a part of the solution instead of the problem
Yeah.
Even if it's ignoring, then we're part of the problem, but being a part of the solution. Great, great. Because we're coming up to, to the end of the show. And again, if anyone has questions, put them in the chat and Catherine will address them. But what would be the 1 or 2 points of insight or inspiration or tips that you would give a woman entrepreneur, one that's starting out right now, fresh? What would be the top two things that they need to do?
Well, the top 2 things, you can get the free information at sheangelinvestors.com with a free download about ways that you can fund your business, because you should make yourself aware of all the different ways that you can fund your business. And then you can decide which is the best for you. So there's not just one way. The second thing is since we're on LinkedIn and you are the queen of LinkedIn, I'm going to say that LinkedIn is a wonderful resource for people to find out about angel investors, female funding funds that are coming out. A lot of female founders are, like I said, launching funds that are specifically to help women business owners. So that's something to seek out. Other groups that are helping women, like Goldman Sachs, that has their new Million Black Women initiative. People should check that out. Also, you can look up, a lot of times people in their profiles will put that they're an angel investor. So this is a way to connect to that world. And thanks to you helping me with my profile, I now have more people be able to find me in that world. And there's hardly a day goes by that I don't tell people, you got to talk to Clarene Mitchell and have, update your profile, because
wait a minute, I have not paid you. We have not worked that out in advance for me to tell you that, to say that.
No, not at all. I sincerely mean that. I find many of the people in my circle do not have a profile that does them justice. And
I love that.
Just have given me a lot of insight into what really makes a workable LinkedIn profile. And I will say this, I did start airing my podcast, Invest in Her, on LinkedIn. And I sometimes get more views there than anywhere. I am really impressed with what LinkedIn has done. And I think it's a wonderful resource, especially for people looking for funding and wanting to be in that investment world, whether they want to be an investor, which I hope many women here do, or if they want to get funding. So it's great for both.
Great. Again, we didn't have a pre-show or conversation for me to tell you to say all of that, but thank you. LinkedIn, from a women entrepreneur perspective, women entrepreneurs need to know the platform is evolving, and it's incumbent upon all of us to truly take advantage of the platform, and making sure, as you say, that our profiles do us justice, because we never know who's looking at our profiles and what opportunities we could be missing because our profiles are not championing us, are not telling our stories, are not impressing people when they land on our profiles, or there's not content. But again, this is not a LinkedIn show, so I'm not going to.
And that was the other thing too, is that I consistently now put my post on LinkedIn, and I'm really blown away by the engagement.
Yes.
It really, I think it does my business more justice than any social media.
Wow.
So I think LinkedIn has really become very robust. So I'm thrilled to be doing my first live LinkedIn interview, and I appreciate that it's with you, because you are just a little bowl of sunshine, and you do help people shine online. So thank you, Clarene, for all that you do. I really appreciate it, from one businesswoman to another.
You're welcome. Thank you. Now I'm feeling all, this is a phenomenal day now. I'm going to take that with me the rest of the day and the rest of the week, all into Small Business Saturday. I appreciate that, because it is a part of making sure that, we shining online and having that brand that speaks for us. And again, LinkedIn has evolved, and many people are just not understanding it or leveraging it or taking it to their advantage. We're going to wrap up the show because we're right at the end point. This has been a phenomenal conversation, very informative. I hope everyone who's viewing, whether in real time or the replays, will be taking notes because this has been some very quality information about even just informative about that disparity gap. Because if you Google, and in the process of me planning this episode, doing my research, and there's research that says the gap is narrowing. Not quick enough. From just everything you said, Catherine, there is, it is a journey.
It's a long way to go.
There's a high hill to climb still with closing that gap. Any closing thoughts that you want to share before we end the show?
Yes, just that you're right. The gap is so wide and it will take us a long time to close it if we don't accelerate it. And one of the ways to accelerate it is for every woman listening to go invest in another woman in whatever capacity you can. Learn about equity crowdfunding, learn about crowdfunding, easy for anyone to do that. And then if you want higher aspirations, look into angel investing. But the good news is more and more women are launching women-focused funds. And that is very exciting.
Oh, I wanted to ask, on your website, where can people find that one cheater you referenced?
Just when they sign up on our website, they get the free download.
Oh, they have to sign up. It's not a download. So I'm going to do this where
you just put in their email and we send them the download.
And I'm on the website, so I'm looking to see so that I can direct people.
That's a pink bar on the top, or else it might be a pop-up. And then you just put in your email and we send it to you. It's a download called Ways to Fund Your Business.
Just a second, and I will share my screen so that we can show everyone this. And
I think you're on the She Angels Foundation site, so you want to be on sheangelinvestors.com.
That's the problem. Okay.
Yeah.
She Angels.
Just one angel, She Angel, and then investors plural. And we will pull that up there. sheangelinvestors.com. Put in your email. We send you the free download. See right there on the pink bar.
Up there. Okay. And then it says free download. I see. Yeah. So everyone can see that. That's where you would go. And that's where you would get that download, that resource of the tips of what you can do as a woman business owner, female business owner. Great, great, great. Okay. And so with that said, stop screen share. And then we're back. And thank you, everyone, for again joining and being a part of another episode of Imposter Syndrome Disrupted. Again, here every second and fourth Tuesday at noon Eastern Standard Time. So the next episode is December 14th. So be here for another great conversation. Look forward to having Catherine here in 2022 as well. And this is a holiday weekend. So I hope all of you have in the United States who celebrate Thanksgiving, have a wonderful holiday. Do something for you to refresh, take care of you, and move your business forward. As always, have this great Tiffany. So glad this was a helpful conversation to you. But as always, we always got to keep our crowns on, right? Keep our crowns on, put our S's on our chests, because we are super dynamic, and make sure we're leveraging LinkedIn to get the business that we deserve and that we need to move our lives forward. But see you again the next episode. Take care, everyone. Thanks for joining.